Hello, it is the 26th Thursday after Pentecost, and our reading today is out of Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 to 9, about children, about being like a child, about welcoming children, about offending children, and really about welcoming anybody who is vulnerable and who is the least respected in society, as well as offending those who are young and weak in the faith. All that's encapsulated in these 9 verses. There's so much to see. There's so much we could talk about. But, I think that it's an important day and time for us to talk about welcoming children, welcoming those who are vulnerable. That when we welcome them, we welcome Jesus. And when we don't welcome them, we're rejecting Jesus. How significant is that for our day and time, what's going on in the world around us? When we see refugees like we haven't seen before because they're finally in the news, and we see people who are in need of help, and they may not look like us, they may not believe like us, they may not live like us, they may be from a different culture, but they're vulnerable and they're in need. They're like children. They're in the weakest possible position that they are. And if we welcome them, we welcome Jesus. If we don't welcome them, we don't welcome Jesus. It's pretty simple like that. If we share the gospel with them in their vulnerable situation and bring them into faith, then our reward is great. But Jesus is very clear that if we offend them, if we turn them away, then really it would be better for us to have the millstone around our neck and be cast in the sea. Jesus is using hyperbole there. He's exaggerating, but he's trying to make a very serious point. And I think that we need to walk in the very serious points that Jesus makes here in this passage. And there are several, but we need to take them seriously. When Jesus says, when we welcome a child, when we welcome the most vulnerable, when we welcome the very person that's considered the least in Jesus' day and time in the first century, children were considered really the least, not even worth thinking about. And if we welcome them, we welcome Jesus. So I encourage you, welcome Jesus. Encourage others to welcome Jesus. Live a life that's welcoming Jesus. I encourage you with that word today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.